Life often presents moments when people say or do things that hurt us deeply. Disrespect can cut like a knife, leaving us feeling angered, frustrated, and even questioning our worth. But there is a wisdom in how we choose to respond that holds more power than any impulsive reaction. Silence in the face of disrespect is not weakness, it's strength. It's a choice to rise above, to stay grounded in who you are, and to refuse to let someone else's actions dictate your behavior. Staying quiet after being disrespected doesn't mean you're ignoring the hurt or pretending it didn't happen. It means you're choosing to protect your peace. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every insult deserves your energy. When you react in anger or frustration, you give power to the person who disrespected you. But when you stay quiet, you maintain control over your emotions. You send a clear message that your dignity and self-worth aren't up for debate. There's a unique kind of strength that comes from knowing when to stay silent. It's easy to react when someone disrespects you, to lash out, defend yourself, or let anger take over. But true power lies in restraint, in holding your peace when it feels like the hardest thing to do. Choosing silence in these moments doesn't mean you're weak or indifferent. It means you're strong enough to rise above. It means you understand that your worth isn't tied to someone else's opinion or actions. Silence after disrespect is not about ignoring the hurt or pretending it didn't happen. It's about protecting something far more valuable, your peace. When you let someone else's negativity dictate your response, you give them control over your emotions. But when you stay quiet, you keep that control firmly in your hands. You're saying, I will not let your words or actions pull me into a place I don't want to go. It takes courage to make that choice. There's a natural tendency to want to fight back, to prove a point, or to defend your honor. But here's the truth, not every battle is worth fighting. Some battles drain you, leaving you feeling worse, even if you think you've won. When you stay silent, you're making a powerful decision to prioritize your energy and focus on what truly matters. You're choosing to walk away from a situation that doesn't deserve your time or attention. Think about it like this: when a fire is raging, the more you feed it, the bigger it grows. But when you withhold the fuel, it begins to die down. Disrespect is like that fire. If you respond with anger or frustration, you're feeding it. You're giving it the power to grow and consume you. But when you stay silent, you starve it of the attention it craves. You extinguish it with your composure. This kind of silence isn't passive, it's intentional. It's a choice to stand firm in who you are, no matter what someone else says or does. When you stay quiet, you're saying, I know my worth, and I don't need to prove it to you. That kind of confidence is unshakable. It's the kind of confidence that commands respect, even from those who sought to disrespect you in the first place. Silence is the only response that makes sense. Words spoken in anger or hurt often lead to regret. But silence gives you the space to process your emotions, to think clearly, and to decide how you want to move forward. It allows you to respond, not react. And there's a big difference. A reaction is impulsive, often driven by emotion. A response is thoughtful, rooted in wisdom and self-control. There's also a deeper power in silence. It forces the other person to sit with their actions. When you don't react, they're left to deal with their own behavior. They can't deflect it back onto you because you haven't engaged. In that quiet, they're confronted with themselves, and more often than not, they'll come to see the truth of their actions. But staying silent doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It's important to acknowledge how you feel, to process the hurt, and to seek support if you need it. You're not pretending that the disrespect didn't happen. You're simply choosing not to let it define you. You're saying, this doesn't have the power to steal my peace or shake my foundation. There's a beautiful strength in walking away. It's not about avoidance, it's about wisdom. It's about recognizing that your energy is better spent on things that build you up, not tear you down. When you stay silent after disrespect, you're not letting someone get away with hurting you. You're taking a stand for your own well-being, for your own sense of self-worth. You're showing that you're not easily shaken, that your value isn't up for debate. This kind of strength doesn't go unnoticed. People see it. They see the calm in your demeanor, the confidence in your actions, and the peace you carry with you. And that's what leaves a lasting impression. That's what earns respect, even from those who initially disrespected you. So the next time you face disrespect, remember this: you don't have to respond to everything. You don't have to defend yourself against every insult or engage in every conflict. Silence is not submission, it's self-preservation. It's not about giving in, it's about rising above. By staying quiet, you're choosing peace over chaos, strength over anger, and wisdom over impulsiveness. You're showing the world and yourself that your worth is unshakable no matter what comes your way. Protecting your inner peace is one of the greatest acts of self-love you can practice. Life will always present challenges, and among them are moments when people treat you with disrespect. In those moments, you have a choice to react impulsively or to protect your peace by choosing silence and self-control. Staying quiet in the face of disrespect is not about weakness or avoidance. It's about valuing your emotional well-being above the need to engage in negativity. It's about choosing to stay grounded in who you are, regardless of someone else's actions. When you allow someone's disrespect to pull you into a reactive state, you hand over a piece of your power. You let their words or behavior dictate your mood and your actions. But when you make the conscious choice to stay quiet, you're reclaiming that power. You're saying, my peace is too valuable to be disrupted by this. This doesn't mean the hurt isn't real or that the disrespect isn't wrong. It means you've decided that your well-being is more important than giving attention to negativity. Inner peace is like a garden. It flourishes when you nurture it, but it can quickly wither when you allow outside forces to trample on it. Every time you choose silence in the face of disrespect, you're tending to that garden. You're protecting your heart and mind from unnecessary turmoil. You're creating space for joy, clarity, and growth to thrive. That kind of peace doesn't just happen, it's cultivated by the decisions you make every day. Choosing silence doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or ignoring the impact of someone's actions. It means acknowledging how you feel and deciding to channel those emotions in a way that serves you. Sometimes it's as simple as taking a deep breath, walking away, or journaling your thoughts instead of engaging in a heated exchange. These small acts of self-preservation may seem insignificant in the moment, but they build a foundation of inner strength that serves you in every area of your life. Disrespect often comes from a place of pain or insecurity within the other person. It's not a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of their struggle. When you understand this, it becomes easier to protect your peace. You realize that their actions have little to do with you and everything to do with them. By staying quiet, you refuse to absorb their negativity. You're not ignoring the disrespect, you're choosing not to internalize it. You're choosing to let it stop with them. One of the most liberating truths is that you don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. Not every insult requires a rebuttal, and not every slight needs a response. When you stay quiet, you're taking the higher road. You're showing that your focus is on the things that truly matter, your goals, your growth, your happiness, not on the distractions that disrespect can bring. This kind of intentional living creates a ripple effect. It not only protects your peace, but also inspires those around you to do the same. Protecting your inner peace isn't just about avoiding conflict, it's about creating a life where you prioritize what truly matters. It's about surrounding yourself with people and environments that uplift you rather than tear you down. It's about learning to say no to the things that don't serve your well-being. Every time you choose to stay quiet instead of engaging in negativity, you're reinforcing the boundaries that protect your peace. You're saying, I value myself too much to let this affect me. This doesn't mean you're letting people walk all over you or ignoring injustice. There's a time and place to stand up for yourself, but it doesn't have to be in the heat of the moment. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. When you protect your peace, You're not avoiding the situation, you're choosing to address it on your terms in a way that aligns with your values and preserves your dignity. Inner peace is a gift, but it's also a responsibility. It's something you have to fight for, not with others, but with yourself. It's about resisting the urge to react, to defend, or to prove a point. It's about choosing to stay centered and focused no matter what's happening around you. This kind of discipline isn't easy, but it's worth it. Because when you protect your peace, you're not just shielding yourself from negativity, you're creating a life of fulfillment, clarity, and joy. The beauty of inner peace is that it's contagious. When you live with a sense of calm and confidence, others notice. They're drawn to your energy, inspired by your ability to stay composed in the face of adversity. By protecting your peace, you're not only changing your own life, but also influencing those around you. You're showing them that it's possible to live with grace, strength, and intention, no matter what comes your way. The next time you're faced with disrespect, remember this: your silence is not weakness, it's strength. Your decision to stay quiet is a powerful act of self-love and self-respect. You're choosing to protect your peace, to prioritize your well-being, and to live a life that reflects the values you hold dear. And in doing so, you're creating a ripple effect that touches every aspect of your life, inspiring others to do the same. When someone disrespects you, the initial reaction is often to fight back, to defend yourself, or to demand acknowledgement of your worth. But there's a deeper strength in knowing you don't have to. Choosing silence isn't about avoiding confrontation, it's about understanding that your value isn't up for debate. When you stay quiet after disrespect, you're not giving up, you're stepping into a higher level of self-awareness, showing the world that you know who you are, and you don't need anyone's validation to prove it. Your worth doesn't diminish because someone fails to see it. Think about a diamond. Its value doesn't change whether it's appreciated or overlooked. The same is true for you. Someone's opinion or treatment of you doesn't define your value. It's already established, already intrinsic. When you grasp this truth, it becomes easier to let go of the need to respond to every slight or engage in every argument. You realize that their disrespect is more about them and less about you. Staying quiet in the face of disrespect sends a powerful message, not to the person who disrespected you, but to yourself. It's a reminder that you're in control of your narrative. You're choosing to walk in confidence, refusing to let someone else's actions dictate your emotions or behavior. This kind of self-assurance doesn't just appear, it's built through intentional practice and a commitment to understanding your own worth. Choosing not to react doesn't mean you're ignoring the situation or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about recognizing that your response is a reflection of your character, not theirs. You're saying, I know who I am, and I won't let your actions define me. That kind of quiet confidence is unshakable. It's not about proving a point, it's about living in alignment with your values and maintaining your dignity. When you stay silent, you're also making room for clarity. Emotions run high in the heat of the moment, and it's easy to say or do something you'll regret later. But silence gives you the time and space to process what happened, to decide how you want to move forward, and to ensure that your response, if you choose to make one, is thoughtful and intentional. This isn't about suppressing your feelings, it's about managing them in a way that serves you. Disrespect often comes from a place of insecurity or pain in the other person. When you understand this, it becomes easier to let go of the need to react. You see their actions for what they are, a reflection of their own struggles, not a measure of your worth. By staying silent, you're refusing to take on their negativity. You're choosing to remain grounded in your truth, to protect your peace, and to focus on what truly matters. There's a strength in silence that's often underestimated. It takes discipline to resist the urge to react, to hold your tongue when every part of you wants to speak up. But that discipline builds resilience. It teaches you to prioritize your energy, to save it for the things that bring you joy, growth, and fulfillment. When you choose silence, you're choosing to invest in yourself rather than wasting time and energy on situations that don't deserve it. This kind of strength doesn't mean you're indifferent to what happened. It means you're choosing to handle it on your terms, in your time, and in a way that aligns with your values. It's about deciding that your peace and well-being are more important than engaging in a battle that leads nowhere. That decision is empowering. It puts you in the driver's seat of your own life, reminding you that you have the power to choose how you respond to every situation. Your silence also has the power to shift the dynamic. When someone disrespects you, they often expect a reaction. They're looking for validation of their behavior, for a way to justify their actions. But when you stay quiet, you deny them that satisfaction. You force them to sit with their own actions, to reflect on their behavior without the distraction of your response. In that silence, they're left to confront themselves, and more often than not, they'll come to realize the impact of their words or actions. But the true beauty of staying silent after disrespect is the freedom it brings. You're no longer tied to the need to prove yourself, to defend your worth, or to win an argument. You're free to focus on the things that matter most: your goals, your relationships, your personal growth. That freedom is priceless. It allows you to live with intention, to move forward with confidence, and to create a life that reflects your true self. When disrespect comes your way, and it will, because life isn't free of challenges, remember this: you have a choice. You can react, or you can rise above. You can engage, or you can protect your peace. Choosing silence doesn't mean you're letting them win. It means you've already won, because you've chosen to value yourself, your time, and your energy above all else. That kind of strength is rare, and is something to be proud of. When you choose to stay quiet after disrespect, you are practicing one of the highest forms of self-control. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. Silence in these moments isn't about avoiding conflict or pretending that hurtful words didn't sting. It's about understanding the immense power of restraint. The truth is, not every battle is worth fighting, and not every insult deserves your energy. Life will always have challenges, and people will often project their insecurities onto you. But your strength is shown in how you choose to rise above it all. Imagine a situation where someone speaks harshly to you, perhaps even unjustly. The natural instinct is to retaliate, to defend yourself, or to point out their flaws. But think about what that reaction accomplishes. Often it escalates the conflict and pulls you into a cycle of negativity. When you stay quiet, you are refusing to participate in that cycle. Your silence says, I won't let your words dictate my peace. That decision shifts the power dynamic. Suddenly, you're not the victim of someone else's actions. You're the one in control. Silence is not submission, it's a strategic pause. It's recognizing that you don't need to respond to every insult to affirm your worth. This kind of control comes from a deep understanding of who you are. When you know your value, the opinions or actions of others can't shake you. You're not seeking validation from the outside world because you already carry it within you. Your worth doesn't fluctuate based on someone else's opinion. It's constant, unchanging, and rooted in truth. Choosing to remain silent also demonstrates incredible maturity. It's easy to get pulled into the drama, to react impulsively, and to let emotions take over. But maturity says, I don't need to engage in every fight. My energy is better spent elsewhere. It's about seeing the bigger picture. Every time you choose silence, you are preserving your energy for the things that truly matter in life: your goals, your relationships, your growth. It's a declaration that you won't waste your strength on things that don't serve you. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. It sends a clear message to those who disrespect you. It says, I see what you're doing, but I won't stoop to your level. It leaves them to wrestle with their own behavior without the distraction of your reaction. This doesn't mean you're ignoring the hurt. It means you're refusing to let it consume you. You're taking the higher road, and that road always leads to peace. This path of silence is not easy. It takes practice and patience. There will be moments when your emotions feel overwhelming and you want to lash out. But each time you resist, You're building a muscle of resilience. You're learning how to stand firm in the face of adversity. Over time, you'll notice that those moments of disrespect affect you less and less. They lose their power because you've chosen to focus on what truly matters: your purpose, your growth, and your peace. When you stay quiet after disrespect, you are protecting something far more valuable than your pride, your peace of mind. Peace is a treasure, and it's worth guarding at all costs. It allows you to think clearly, to act with intention, and to stay true to yourself. Reacting impulsively might feel satisfying in the moment, but it often leaves behind regret or unresolved tension. Silence, on the other hand, creates space for clarity. It gives you time to process your emotions and decide the best way forward. There's also a deeper truth to consider. Many people who lash out or disrespect others are dealing with their own battles. Their actions are often a reflection of their inner struggles, not a measure of your worth. When you stay quiet, you're choosing not to take their pain personally. You're showing compassion, not necessarily for them, but for yourself. By refusing to engage in negativity, you're choosing to nurture your own well-being. Staying quiet doesn't mean you're passive. It means you're intentional. You're choosing not to let someone else's actions dictate your emotions. You're deciding that your peace is worth more than proving a point. This kind of self-discipline is empowering. It reminds you that you are in control of your life, not the people who disrespect you. They may try to provoke you, but your silence says, you don't have the power to disrupt my peace. Think of silence as a shield. It protects you from the negativity of others and allows you to focus on what truly matters. When you stay quiet, you're not just avoiding conflict, you're preserving your energy for the battles that truly matter, the ones that help you grow, that align with your purpose, and that bring you closer to your dreams. Not every fight is worth your time. Not every insult deserves your attention. Your silence is a testament to your strength and a reminder that you are bigger than the negativity around you. When disrespect comes your way, and it will, because life is full of challenges, choose silence. Not because you're weak, but because you're strong. Not because you're avoiding the situation, but because you're rising above it. In the end, your peace is your power, and silence is one of the greatest tools you have to protect it. When you choose to stay quiet after disrespect, something powerful happens. You set boundaries without uttering a word. It's a quiet declaration of your worth, a silent reminder to yourself and others that your value doesn't hinge on their opinions or actions. Staying quiet isn't about accepting poor treatment. It's about showing that you refuse to let disrespect pull you into a cycle of negativity. You're not shrinking back or retreating. Instead, you're standing firm in your self-respect, unshaken by the noise around you. Boundaries are vital for a life of peace and purpose. They are not walls to shut people out, but lines that define how others can treat you. By staying quiet in moments of disrespect, you're saying, I won't lower myself to respond to this. I know my value, and I don't need to prove it to you. This kind of silence speaks volumes. It communicates strength, self-control, and an understanding of your worth. Others may not immediately grasp what's happening, but in time, they'll come to see that you are someone who refuses to be swayed by negativity. The truth is, boundaries aren't always about what you say. Sometimes the most profound boundaries are set in what you don't say and how you choose to respond. Silence can be a shield, a way to guard your heart and mind from unnecessary drama. It creates a space where you can process your emotions without being reactive. And in that space, you gain clarity. You can see the situation for what it is, a moment of someone else's weakness, not a reflection of your own. But let's be real, staying silent isn't easy. It takes strength to resist the urge to defend yourself or fight back. When someone disrespects you, your natural instinct might be to respond immediately to match their energy or call them out. Yet by choosing to remain silent, you're exercising a level of self-control that few people master. It's not about suppressing your emotions, it's about channeling them wisely. Your silence is not a sign of fear or submission, it's a testament to your inner strength. I think of silence as a pause, a moment to collect your thoughts, to decide how you truly want to respond. It's a way to step back and evaluate the situation from a place of wisdom rather than emotion. That pause can be a game changer. It keeps you from saying things you might regret or getting drawn into arguments that steal your peace. It allows you to hold on to your dignity and remain aligned with your values. In the grand scheme of things, your peace of mind is far more valuable than proving a point in the heat of the moment. Silence also has a way of disarming people. When someone disrespects you, they often expect a reaction. They may even thrive on the chaos they create. But when you don't give them the response they're looking for, it shifts the power dynamic. Your silence leaves them to wrestle with their actions, to confront the reality of their behavior without your input to justify it. It's like shining a mirror on their words and letting them see themselves clearly. And in many cases, your silence will speak louder than any response you could give. Choosing silence after disrespect doesn't mean you're ignoring the hurt. It's okay to acknowledge your feelings and process them in your own time. But by staying quiet in the moment, you're choosing to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. You're deciding that your peace is more important than engaging in conflict. This kind of decision-making requires maturity and wisdom. It's about recognizing that not every battle is worth fighting and that sometimes the best response is no response at all. In those moments of silence, you're also protecting your energy. Life is too short to spend it defending yourself to people who don't value you. Your energy is a precious resource, and it's meant to be invested in the things that matter most: your purpose, your dreams, your loved ones. By staying quiet, you're preserving that energy and refusing to waste it on negativity. You're making a statement that your time and attention are too valuable to be spent on things that don't serve you. Silence after disrespect is not about avoiding conflict, but about choosing your battles wisely. It's about knowing when to engage and when to step back. There's a saying that goes, you don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. Staying quiet is your way of declining that invitation. It's not because you can't stand up for yourself, but because you've realized that your worth isn't up for debate. You know who you are, and you don't need anyone else's approval to validate that. Staying quiet after disrespect is an act of self-respect. It's a way of honoring yourself and the peace you've worked hard to cultivate. It's a reminder that you are in control of your emotions and your reactions. You have the power to rise above negativity, to stay true to your values, and to protect your inner peace. And when you choose to stay quiet, you're not just showing strength, you're also setting an example. You're showing others that there's a better way to handle conflict, a way that doesn't involve shouting or fighting, but instead relies on wisdom, self-control, and grace. Choosing silence in the face of disrespect isn't a sign of weakness, but rather an extraordinary demonstration of strength. There is immense power in silence, a power that is often underestimated in a world that thrives on constant noise and reaction. When you choose to remain quiet after being disrespected, you are making a conscious decision to protect your peace, your mental clarity, and your emotional well-being. It's not about avoiding confrontation. It's about realizing that you do not need to react to every negative word or action. You have the power to rise above, to move forward without engaging in the cycle of conflict that some people may try to drag you into. The first benefit of choosing silence in the face of disrespect is that it allows you to maintain your dignity. When someone speaks harshly or disrespectfully, it's easy to feel hurt, insulted, or angry. But reacting impulsively can quickly escalate the situation and cause more harm than good. By staying quiet, you hold your ground and protect your integrity. You choose not to engage with negativity, but instead you rise above it. You let the other person's words fall on deaf ears because you know that your worth is not defined by their opinion. This is a powerful statement. You will not be brought down to the level of disrespect because your self-respect is non-negotiable. Silence also gives you the time and space to reflect. In moments of conflict, emotions can cloud our judgment, leading us to say things we might regret. When you choose to stay quiet, you're creating an opportunity to process your feelings before responding. You give yourself the chance to reflect on the situation, to gain perspective, and to decide what's truly worth your energy. It's a space where you can ask yourself, is this battle worth fighting often? The answer will be no. When you allow your emotions to settle, you're able to make wiser, more thoughtful decisions instead of reacting impulsively out of hurt or frustration. By remaining silent, you're also showing that you don't need to justify your worth to anyone. People who disrespect others often do so because they are insecure or struggling with their own issues. Their words are not a reflection of your value, but a projection of their own pain. By staying quiet, you refuse to participate in their drama. You choose to invest your energy in things that add value to your life, rather than engaging in a back and forth that only drains you. Your silence is not an admission of guilt or weakness. It's a statement that your peace and self-worth are far more important than engaging in unnecessary conflict. You know who you are, and you don't need anyone's validation to prove it. There is wisdom in recognizing that not every situation requires a response. Sometimes when we react to negativity, we feed into it. We give it power by responding. But when we choose to stay silent, we starve it. By not giving it any energy, we rob it of its power to affect us. This is a key principle in maintaining emotional and mental well-being. When you let go of the need to explain yourself or defend your position, you take away the ability for others to control your emotions. You choose not to let their words define your mood, your thoughts, or your day. Instead, you are taking control, and in doing so, you reclaim your peace. The act of staying quiet can also serve as a form of self-care. It's an intentional choice to protect yourself from negativity. In life, we encounter people who are difficult, judgmental, or outright disrespectful. They can sometimes test our patience and challenge our peace. But by choosing not to engage with their negativity, you are prioritizing your own mental and emotional health. It's a powerful form of self-care because it allows you to stay centered, calm, and focused. Instead of letting the negativity of others affect you, you create space for positivity, healing, and growth. You are teaching yourself the invaluable lesson that your inner peace is your responsibility, and no one else can take that from you unless you allow it. Staying quiet in the face of disrespect is an expression of maturity and wisdom. It's easy to get caught up in the drama of a situation, to feel the urge to defend yourself, to get the last word. But maturity comes in knowing when to walk away from conflict, when to let go of the need to be right, and when to simply let things be. Silence, in this sense, becomes a form of strength that rises above the chaos. It's not about being passive or disengaged. It's about being intentional with your energy. You recognize that your time, your focus, and your emotions are valuable, and you choose not to waste them on situations or people that do not serve your greater purpose. Choosing to remain silent after disrespect is a powerful tool for maintaining your peace, protecting your energy, and rising above the negativity of others. It is a decision that reflects strength, wisdom, and maturity. By staying quiet, you show that you will not be dragged into drama, that you will not be defined by someone else's opinion, and that your worth is not up for debate. You allow yourself the space to process your emotions, reflect on the situation, and make wise decisions. In doing so, you prioritize your own well-being, preserve your energy, and take control of your response. It is one of the most profound ways to show self-respect and dignity, and it is a testament to your inner strength. Choosing to stay quiet after being disrespected is not a sign of weakness, but an expression of inner strength, self-respect, and wisdom. It's a conscious decision to protect your peace and preserve your dignity, no matter what others may throw your way. When you remain silent, you refuse to engage in unnecessary drama or negativity, and instead you create space for personal growth, clarity, and emotional stability. Silence allows you to maintain control over your emotions, protect your mental health, and rise above situations that could otherwise drag you down. It's a reminder that your worth is not defined by the opinions of others, and that you don't need to justify yourself to anyone. In the end, staying quiet after disrespect is a choice to prioritize your own peace and well-being. demonstrating to yourself and others that your strength comes from within and that you are not easily swayed by external negativity.